Hello, Team Life Changers. Welcome to our team call for Monday night, April 25th. Wow, we have one more week for Success Club, actually a few more days. I know you guys can do this. We've got some girls rocking it out already at the last finish line, which is awesome. Some people who weren't on Success Club last week have hit Success Club this week. I hope you guys have updated. Gina Campbell is at 4 points and 1 coach. Good job, Gina, with getting a coach. You're 1 point away. I know you can do it. Kathy Park, I think you are at 4 points because you were selling a challenge pack today, but we'll see how that happens.
I have 2 in the works, but I'm not going to claim it until it's all done.
Okay, I hear you. Sounds good. Tiffany says she's on her way. Tiffany is at Success Club. She's at either SC5 or SC6. So Miriam is 4 points. One more point, Miriam, and you're on there. Cindy DePinto, yes, you hit 5 points, SC5. Teresa is at 1 coach and 5 points. She didn't update, but she's my sister, so I know these things. I got your back. Luckily. Not always, but in this time I do. Melinda Nanini has 1 coach and 6 points. Cindy Lanninga, 14 points. Are you kidding me? A brand new coach. I don't know if I can do this. And here she is going to talk on our team call tonight. Hello, coach. Rebecca's at 4 coaches and 11 points. Sarah McCaffa, 5 coaches and 17 points. I don't know. I don't even know if she's even counting because she's starting to build her husband up too. So she's just rocking it. She's one that came in, just so that you know, so that you will know as your challengers come in, she was a challenger, brought her friends in, and when she decided to go coach, I said, girl, get going, take your friends with you, and bam. And they were just challengers. They weren't coaches at that time. They were only challengers because they couldn't have switched to her. And bam, they went under her. A bunch of them became coaches, and she's rocking it. She's still a hair away from diamond. We're still waiting for her to get her diamond. But you guys are doing awesome. So you guys have a few more days. We've broken a record for Team Life Changers. We've had more people hit Success Club than we have had ever since the birth of Life Changers. So that makes me proud. I was literally in tears before the call for multiple reasons, but this is definitely one of them because you guys know how I love my team. So I'm proud of you. All right. We're going to talk about 2 things tonight. One thing is about our challenge groups, and I wanted Sarah to be on here tonight, but she went into work because she's a loyal worker, a loyal ICU nurse, but I wanted her to talk, but we'll wait maybe another week, maybe next week she can be on. And I've asked Cindy Lanninga, I'm going to get her going really quick and funny because she has something going on at 7, and then we're all going to talk amongst ourselves. We're going to talk about our challenge groups and how we can get our challenge groups going, getting them successful, our hearts behind our challengers. We talked a little bit about that last week, but just for those new coaches, when we started Life Changers, all of us coaches used to be together in our original challenge groups. And then as coaches got between 5 and 10 challengers, they split because we just had 60 people in our challenge group. So we split up and those coaches went and started doing their own. And then Sarah had already had too many in there. And then she already has so many. So anyway, Cindy has started and she has let me see a few sneak peeks inside of her challenge group. And I want you to hear her heart. She posted a video inside Life Changers. And if you have not watched that, that was her message to her challengers. And if that does not bring a tear, I don't know what will bring a tear to your eye if that does not touch your heart. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch Cindy Lanninga's video. So all right, I am going to let you take it. Can you unmute yourself or you need me to?
Yep. No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm so high tech, girl. Not. So yeah, you're not supposed to make me cry before I even start. That's not fair at all. So I guess I don't even know what you want me to share necessarily, but I guess the biggest thing that I just want to share as far as the success that I've had with my group is just being totally transparent. I think that what has helped them, and I think the joy of all of this, like I just think back, I think maybe because I'm so new to it. I mean, this is technically my third round, so to speak, in a challenge group, and it's my first on my own as a coach. But I think what's helped me is to just put myself back in that place of the new challenger, and really get to the heart of what our issues are with food. Like, I think that food is such a chain. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. It's been for me anyway. Chain, just my whole entire life, and just being real with people and just really sharing your own battles, your own challenges. I think that it's fun when I talk with my challengers. They're like, we believe you because you're not skinny with the six pack. And I know there's a compliment in there somewhere, but I keep telling them that I might someday have a six pack, so they better be careful. So, but I think that's what makes it so easy, is that these are people that know you or know you through other people, and you're real, and it's real success, and it's not just somebody on a video, or it's not somebody. So I think that number one, just transparency. And then honestly, like the biggest thing for me is that it's not me. Like I can't, are you going to go? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, sorry, all my in-laws are here. It's crazy. We're here. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, sorry guys. But I think that the biggest thing is I have to give all the glory to God, because this is such a God thing. Like I'm gonna cry. I got people coming over to do their makeup, girl. Like I'm gonna be crying. I didn't put makeup on. But just through my own battles with food and diet and being a prisoner in your own body, and being able to share that with other people that are in that same place, and not caring what they think, and not caring, like feeling like you have a message that you need to share with these people that God wants to get out. I think to women specifically, stop being trapped in your body and your flesh, and do what he's called you to do. Like, I think that's what has hit home to me so much, especially today with my girls. They just all had a really bad day yesterday, and cheated and did bad stuff, and the scales went up and all this kind of stuff. And I just felt defeat over my group. And I thought, you know what? No, this is the enemy coming in, because we're making strides, and we are breaking free from these stupid chains that have entangled us for so long, and finally being free from all these things to finally do what God's called us to do. Now, obviously, not everybody's called to be a coach. Not everybody's called to be a mom. Not everybody's called to be a wife. But wherever we are not, I don't feel like we can truly be our truest self or our truest calling that God has called us to if we're trapped in this body that we're not comfortable in. And that's just the place that I've gone with this challenge group. And man, it's cool. Like, it's just cool to watch these women and just be sobbing with these women over FaceTime and over Zoom, which is a story in itself. And just over the phone, and just knowing that this coaching thing is not like, it's not a multi-level marketing scheme. Like, it's just not that. It's a personal journey that you go on with these women. I don't have any men in my group yet, other than my husband. We're walking through that together too. But just keeping it personal and keeping your own journey in mind as you're walking them through their journey. Like, to not feel like you're any farther along than they are. I'm just 3 steps ahead of them. I'm not any better at it than they are. I'm just farther along on the trail. So did that even, I don't even know, was that even helpful?
Yeah. I think it's so awesome, because the whole word success can mean so many different things to so many different people, and people measure it differently. I just think for our team, with what God has, and see, I'm going to cry too. I mean, this is the heart. This is the heart of why I started this in the first place, was to change myself, and to like literally when our torch is lit and then you light it to someone else, you give it to someone else, and you just don't get that passion for other network marketing, quote unquote, schemes. You just, you know, and I'm sure there are people in Beachbody, they are just wanting to make the buck. And that, you know what, that's, if that's their success, they can get that too. You can get that. You can get that kind of success here. Mm-hmm. But I just know for me, my level of success is, number one, following what I know God's called me to do. And literally, and this is the thing. And you know, right now in my life, I'm a homeschooling mom-ish. I'm more of a homeschooling coach now that they're older. But a homeschooling mom, you know, I have a Bible study ministry, and now I have Beachbody. I'm a praise and worship leader at my church. There's a lot of irons in the fire. And I'm thinking, oh dear, I have overextended myself. How am I going to keep up with everything? Oh my gosh, I've got children, I've got a husband, I've got this. And it's easy to get overwhelmed. But the reason that I was in tears before this call even started was because God's grace has been sufficient to say, no, I'm going to take care. He's told me to do this. And in the midst of that, he's taken care of my kids to where they're getting straight A's in math. They are outsourced with science and outsourced with different things in homeschooling, and they are just flying high. They're getting extra daddy time. So God has had all of that covered, you know. And then the other thing was, I'm a praise and worship leader. I'm like, well, how in the world am I going to pick songs for Sunday? You know, like that's a big deal to me because I don't want to just half-heartedly do that. And just a little bit ago, you know, our director was, you know, we were texting each other, and all of a sudden these songs just fell. And it's like, God is telling me, I am going to order your footsteps to where you can do. My grace is sufficient for you to do what I've called you to do. And that is just, I think, is our message too for all of us who are, whether we're full-time moms or working or homeschooling or working outside of the home or have businesses inside. God's grace is going to be sufficient for us to get it all done and give us order. I spent 6 months like in a tizzy trying to figure out how to get things organized, but God's grace was so sufficient in that. And he's taught me, he's stretched me, and he's molded me. But that kind of went on a tangent, but I think it does definitely needs to be said here because I think all of us have felt that this is overwhelming, this is too much, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But then if we know that we are supposed to be here, just like with Cindy, because Cindy and I have had conversations about that, like, how do you do it? How are you getting everything in place? You know, small little ones, you know, whatever. But then to see God's hand, Cindy, in your challenge group, and then people, it's not just losing 5 pounds on a scale. It is literally starting to open up those hearts and start dealing with, you know, whatever those issues are that they need to be, you know, that they may be imprisoned with, you know. And I don't know if you have more things to add, please chime in. And maybe that would be my next question for you, Cindy, is how have you, since that was a legitimate concern of yours starting, I mean, have you found a rhythm to where you can work it all, or is it still, you know?
So rhythm's interesting question. I don't know that, like, I'm tone deaf to begin with, so maybe that works to my advantage. But I think that, so just a little backstory on me a little bit. So I am also a Mary Kay consultant. And that was like, it's just funny because I'm kind of taking a step back and just looking and really trying to be in line with where God has me. And I know, like, I have always had a heart for women and moms, especially. I mean, even when I was in Colorado working at the church, we had Mommy Mondays, and I just always tried to pour into women and moms and just felt like God wanted me to do that. And just the trials that he's brought me through my marriage and mothering and pregnancy, just all that stuff. The trials that he walks us through are not necessarily for our purposes, but for the needs of others down the road. And so I found with Mary Kay, it was becoming very businesslike, and it was taking it a ton of time, and I had to be away from my family, and I had to do that, and it was horrible. So the Beachbody thing is so refreshing because I can do it at 5 a.m. I can do it at 11 p.m. I can do it during Abby's nap time. Like, and it's all on Facebook and it's all through. So what I have found is sort of semi-rhythm. Like my biggest thing that I am trying to do is be in touch with my challengers every day. That's my biggest heart. Like, I just truly feel like I'm kind of at this place where I'm like, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. I know that you've called me to this, but I'm clueless. And all I know is that I'm supposed to care for this group of women. And I already have 4 more women that want to join my next challenge group. So right now, like, truly my focus is just pouring to these women. And I just feel like the rest will come as it needs to. God knows what I can handle. God knows what's coming, right? He knows my story. So I just am really trying to lean in and follow his rhythm, as crazy as that sounds, and just really pour in to the women that he's put in front of me, and just know that the rest will come. Now, I am working on signing my husband up as a coach. Talk to him about that tonight, and I think we're going to move forward with that. And do have a couple people that want to sign up as discount coaches, because I do see the benefit, the financial benefit for my family, which would be great, because I've got a 2-year-old, and we think down the road a little bit as far as like, I would like to work from home, ideally, but not the season for me to be working 40 hours from home right now. So I just am really just doing it when I can. And your list that you posted, I don't know what list, I don't know if you sent it. I think you posted it on Life Changers, that quick, like, drink your shake, do your workout, like, that was perfect. That's the flow that I'm following, honestly. Like, that's so simple. I'm doing it anyway. So I'm doing more that than the power hour type stuff right now, just because that's really kind of where I'm at life-wise. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So, we're going to get into more of that, which this is recorded, and you can come back, and watch it if you're not able to stay on the whole call, Cindy. But we are going to talk a little bit more about the benefit and how it kind of, goes up from there. And then Miriam was with me in the very, very beginning. She was my very first, like, hey, I have this one thing of like, let's get the show on the road. And I'm like in a leather jacket and boots. Let's get the show on the road. And Miriam's like, I'm coming. I'm like, all right. I don't know what I need to do. And we did. Do you remember that conversation we had? And I'm typing, and I'm like, well, okay, well, so here's the link. Oh, but wait a minute. I don't know if I'm supposed to let you see this or not. Like, we had these kind of conversations, and then we're like, well, do I sign up as a coach? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or the bad thing. Like, it was just so, like, thank God it was a friend of mine that had grace and mercy for me, because I did everything wrong with Miriam. But, yet here we are, right? Here we are. So anyway, Miriam, what do you have to share? I asked you if you would just share a little bit about your challenge group. Whatever you want to share.
Yeah, so this is sorry, I'm outside and I'm in Colorado, and it's super windy, and so I'm kind of getting blown. I have sand in my mouth. I think I got blown in my face. Sorry. So this is my first challenge group that I'm running myself. Oh my gosh. And I struggled, first of all, when Rebecca told me that she was going to help me fly out of the nest because I was nervous to do that on my own. But what I'm noticing is that I needed that to grow more in my journey as well. And it just helps me be even more accountable. So I have a good amount of challengers in my like 10, and a couple of them are, my husband, and then my sister-in-law and her husband. But what is hard is that not all of them participate, but they like my private messages to them. And so they still do see the messages come up on Facebook. Not all of them are always on Facebook. So I love using Hootsuite to be able to when I finally figured it out, being able to get my daily post. And then I try not to post too much myself so I can leave room for the others to participate. But when I notice that it is kind of quiet, I'll jump in there, or I'll private message and kind of encourage others to put a little something in there, or stick a recipe, or do something so that they see that there is activity. But the private messages have been super sweet, and they just kind of like how Cindy said that I know this works because you're not like this bodybuilder this, this look that it's for real. And they have seen me in my walk and, the struggles that I've had in my getting healthy journey. And even my husband, he has seen, I've tried so many different things in my life. In my 21 years with my husband, he says, this is the first time that I have seen you lose weight consistently, not hurt yourself, and not always doing some kind of detox or cleanse or starving yourself or whatever it is. And so everybody has seen that. The people in my group, the people that are looking to join me in my next challenge group, they see it's real. And they see my transformation just because they know me in my life, So being a part of the challenge group is huge. The accountability piece is huge. And even though right now I don't have as much activity as I would like, I do notice that some people seem to need it kind of on the side. And so that's what I'm trying to accommodate. So, yeah.
Yeah. Cindy's on the phone. She just messaged. We're all family here, right? So I had a question, but then I got sidetracked. I was getting ready to tell Cindy, okay, that's good that you're on the phone. She got disconnected. I think that is awesome. And what I like, Miriam, for sure, I love it. I'm going to mute you just for a second because of the wind.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Oh, there. No wind. Oh, you just muted. But what I like is your consistency to post no matter what. You were posting your meals. You were posting your workouts. You were posting on your private page. It's like, I don't care if I've sold a challenge pack or not. This is what girlfriend is working out. I am doing it, and you're doing it, and you're doing it, and you're doing it. It's not like, well, let me work out and then see if I get any bites, and I'm not going to post anymore. No, you're being faithful. You're being faithful to your viewers, to yourself, and you're getting it in, and you're just showing the world what you're doing. And I guarantee you're going to see people come to you 5 months later, 6 months later, people that have been watching you for literally half of a year. I mean, you guys have heard me say this till I'm blue in the face. I watched Tana for almost 2 years for multiple reasons, but especially when she started getting results and I wasn't getting any. That was huge. So that is one thing I absolutely love about you. Do you have anything else to say or to share? No. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So when we were talking about success, and there's different ways for success, our number one way to be successful in this is to make sure that our challengers are being successful in their journey, that they really are, just like what Cindy Laniga was saying, the scale went up for a few people, and then we're going to coach them to let them know, well, sometimes the scale does go up because of blah, 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 blah. Whenever I see questions, I am so quick to get in that challenge group and answer it, whether it's through a video, usually, especially if it's a big one like that. I learned that in one of my challenge groups of someone was kind of getting angry, not at me, just at, just like, I'm not seeing any results. All the other people are seeing results and I'm not getting anything. That's when I learned that early on in that challenge group, I've got to get a video in there explaining how you're going to succeed. It's going to plateau. You're going to go down, your plateau. You might even go up before you start going down, and just explaining those things to people, and you'll see that trial and error. But the big thing is that we have to get our challengers as much as we can, as much as it's in our hands, help encourage them to get the results. You are going to have some challengers that they're not following the meal plan, they're not drinking their Shakeology, they're not working out, no matter how much you try and try and try to encourage. And there's absolutely you just know they're not. And they'll tell you, oh, I'm going to be serious this week. I'm going to be serious this week. I still will send them a message and say, hey, I'm going to start another challenge group. Do you want in on that one? Or maybe they do, maybe they don't, or maybe I'll let them sit in the accountability group for a little while and just simmer in there for a little bit. And then, pop in like maybe 2 groups later and say, okay, you ready for a fresh start now? Let's do this. And, and I do have some that have not seen any results at all yet, but they are still watching. You can see when they look in the challenge group, you can tell what they're doing. You can tell, as far as their activity inside the group. So you don't just want to throw them to the wind and say, well, they're not doing anything, whatever. But one thing that I do want to, something that's been just very eye-opening for me in this last couple of months is this personality test and the GEMS. They are telling you that, as a leader, because I jumped into being a leader of Team Life Changers, and then I'm like, okay, well, I need to know what everybody's gem is, what everybody's personality is, so that I know how to, serve you better and know what works for you and how I can, just be of service to you. And then it dawned on me, this would work for our challengers as well. I mean, some challengers are not going to get on there and post every day. I've got you, a lot of you guys are in my accountability group right now that I've had people going since October. There are 59 people in there. And do you know that there are, like, maybe, other than coaches, I'm not talking about coaches, there are maybe 5 people that will post in there, like, that I know that are at least working out or, at least staying engaged. 59 challengers in there. So not everybody's going to, but then I can see every now and then when they get that whim of fitness and that whim of whatever, then, when I did that supercharged challenge, they were ready to say, all right, I'm ready to do it this time, and they'll jump in and get 5 pounds or whatever, but not everybody is going to have that same personality that we do of posting or, whatever. And then I thought, well, maybe it would, and this is new, like, this is just a brand new thought, and I can't even end this thought well in order to direct us all. But it's just something that we can all be thinking about is, maybe looking at that GEMS test. And if it's not giving our challengers the GEM test, because they may not want to answer the 40 questions, but even that one little picture, if you look under the photos, I know it's in Life Changers somewhere, the one of which GEM are you, and if they can see, oh, I need things organized, they may be the ones that need, like, a chart, workout, check, Shakeology check, whatever, if they're an emerald, or if they're a pearl, it may be, changing life and, like, really dealing with the heart, just figuring out ways that you can motivate them according to their personality. So again, I don't have any die hard, let's do ABC, because this is a brand new thought, but I think it's very significant in ways that we relate, because it's easy to get kind of frustrated and say, they're not posting, or they're not engaging, or they're not being active, but yet when you check in with them, say, like, 4 weeks later, they're the ones that's lost 15 pounds. You're like, wow, they really are doing this thing. And I have for sure seen it happen, like, for real. I've had winners that have been the most quiet people, and they've won my challenge groups. So anyway, I don't know if anybody wants to chime in. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions about challenge groups. I just wanted a couple of people to, talk about their challenge groups, and if there's ideas and things that you have, or if you have questions. Another thought of mine was, we had, we've had a couple of coaches that just, like, bam, they had a swarm of challengers, and they just went and started their own. And then everybody's going to go and work at their own pace. Some of us have started out, and we have, like, 2 or 3 challengers. That's how you start smaller. And then I wondered, like, and even with me now, I love having other coaches. There's Melinda. I love having other coaches in my challenge groups with me, because, like, right now I've got a challenge group going, but I'm like, well, who's going to be in my next one? Like, am I going to have enough to do my own? But if I'm doing it with another coach, then I've got more people in there. So I don't know. Tiffany had mentioned, even when she wasn't even a coach yet, she had so much knowledge. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to be taking notes from her. She was like, well, what about success partners? I'm like, that is such a great idea, but I haven't had any training on it, and I don't know, until now I was thinking about that with some of the challenge groups. Would it help, to combine some of for me, unfortunately, I save that for my brand new coaches. So sorry, you guys are like veterans now. You guys are like the older children. I've got younger children now. So sorry, the older children are gonna have to, you guys play together while I tend to the new coaches coming up. But I mean, would that help anybody to do some challenge groups together, run some challenge groups together? I mean, I don't know. I mean, please feel free to unmute if that would even be appealing to you, or thinking, or maybe you guys can chime in with thoughts about that. Or Tiffany, if you have any thoughts about success partners or what your idea of a success partner would look like, that might be helpful for all of us.
So when I was talking to you about success partners, my understanding was that's Beachbody's term for an accountability partner in the business. So someone who you can share ideas with, share your goals with, and you all can hold each other accountable. Like, for example, and I mean, this is just a very simplistic example, but I was looking for names for my next challenge group. So if I had a success partner, I could say, so I'm stuck on a name. Do I try to make it, something with May in it, or what do I do? And okay, these are my goals for, my first month in, I want to hit Success Club. And so let's talk about what I'm going to do to hit that. And then my second month in, I want to, make enough to reimburse my initial investment. And then my third month in, I want to pay for my Shakeology. I mean, and, of course, I'm helping people along the way. So that is a given. I hope you all following me. That's a given. I'm helping people along the way. But as I'm doing that, so these are some business goals that I have. And so the success partner, we're just able to help keep each other on track, because dreams without a goal is just a dream. It's just words on paper. So we actually, I have to have some steps written down to how am I going to accomplish those. And if there's nobody saying, so, hey, what about that challenge group? Are you doing your power hour? And it's not, a lording over. It's okay. So I want you to be successful and you want to be successful. So are you doing, the things that you need to do? I've heard it said that success leaves a trail. And so are we leaving the trail that's going to take us to overall success? So that was what I was thinking as far as success partners. And that's what my understanding is. Now, I'm not sure if it's somebody who is at the same place as you in the business. That to me could be a little iffy, because it's like you got two people who are brand new. It's almost like the blind leading the blind. It's like, what do we do? Where do we go? So maybe somebody who has been in it longer than you, or maybe a little further along in rank. I don't know. And I guess that's just up to the individual people as to how they want to work that. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think that's definitely exactly what Beachbody, promotes and says. So, and that's definitely something if you guys are wanting to team up. I mean, at this point, something that's changed is, not changed, but added to, is we have life changers, but then we also have a lot of discount coaches who aren't doing the business. And then we have people who are like, yes, we want to hit Success Club, and we want to, we do have our financial goals and we want to go forward. I mean, I will definitely be in tears over somebody losing 15 pounds, but I'm very happy when I see, the paycheck come in during the week. And I'm like, I can't believe in 13 years I've been a stay-at-home homeschooling mom, and now I have income. Like, I'm a working mama. Like, that's big. That's a big deal for me. And I love that. But I don't want, so we have our Life Changers group, and we've also, for those who are on the call that don't know, I just created a new group called Top Coaches. And when I say top coaches, it is us who are literally doing the business. So anybody can be in there, but just understand it is business talk. So we just didn't want to put all of that stuff in our Life Changers, because we just didn't want some of our discount coaches to be like turned off by some of the salesy talk. I mean, because not all of the people that are in Life Changers, they're in there to get the 25% discount, and is awesome. We definitely want to keep conversations in there. All of us are going to have coaches in Life Changers, And we want to keep that dialogue going and keep them interested in what we're doing. I mean, we have an awesome team. We have a team that is just really full of heart, and we want them to know what we're doing so that they're intrigued, but we don't want to shove it down their throat and be like, ugh, I don't want any part of their salesy gimmicks, you know? So anyway, so we do have top coaches as a success club or a success partner-ish. It's more like a success team. And I think that that will be really beneficial for us, especially now while we're still a smaller unit. But trust me, all of you guys are going to start going emerald. You're going to start getting discount coaches. You're going to start seeing your challengers get results. They're going to want to be coaches. They're going to be, I've got a challenger now that is going, she's a challenger, and through the roof. You may have seen her. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's on my wall. She's on my wall, and she gave me a shout out last night. And I'm like, you need to coach. You need to coach. I should not be making commission when you could be the one coaching right now. So she's on that fence of whether she wants to be a coach or not. So there it is. She's a challenger, and she has people flocking to her saying, I want to jump in. I want to jump in. It will happen. So first step is getting your challengers to succeed. Get them to lose that 5 pounds, or get them to, get that inch off of their waist, or in some cases gain a couple inches on the bicep, right? Because we gain muscle or whatever. Get them to see a difference in that mirror. Get them to start feeling good about themselves and enjoying it. And trust me, they're going to have other people to come to them and say, what are you doing? What are you doing? So it starts with us first. We got to get our results. Then our challengers get their results. And then it just goes on. It's a ripple effect. So right now in top coaches, we definitely have that little team, but as it gets bigger, I just think Tiffany is just straight on, because Tiffany's not going to be able to relate to, say, Kathy has a coach that's, maybe it's Kathy's grandbaby, has the little tears. Tiffany's not going to be able to relate really, unless it's a divine appointment. So all of us here on this top level, we need each other. I mean, we really do, so that we know how to pour into the next level. I'm still learning. I'm 7 months in this, guys. I don't have all the answers. I just don't. I need you as much as you need me, in a lot of ways. So, and we can discuss that even further in the top coaches. I think it keeps it organized in there. So if somebody makes a comment, then we can ping it underneath that and, discuss it. I see it happening in my groups that I'm in, that Chitana has us in for diamonds and other rankings and whatever. And it works. It definitely works. So just be thinking of that and really reach out when you guys need help. Or if you think Becky, who is, she has a challenger that doesn't want to get on Facebook, and, but Becky is willing to reach out to her through email and that kind of thing. And she may have somebody else that has someone that only does things through email, and she's going to be able to reach out to that person far better than me, because I don't do things by email. I know that sounds whatever, but it's just, I can't extend myself. It's everything I can do right now, even to keep up with Facebook, even for messages. So if you send me an email, I don't get back to you in 2 days. That's the reason, because I'm on Facebook. So anyway, that's my little scattered thing. But anyway, so that is definitely a big deal about getting success partners and getting engaged in those things. Any other questions or thoughts or suggestions when it comes to our challenge groups, or things that we could make our challenge groups better? Melinda was on here. Are you on the phone now, Melinda? I see a 925. That's a California number. I don't know if you have anything to add. Maybe not. So the next thing I just wanted to kind of skim over, and because not even for me, because I have not arrived, but I have definitely been around some successful people. But I just want to encourage you and tell you, there is a way to make money in this company. Like I said, I'm not in here for the money, but when I see the paycheck come in, I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. And the number one thing is taking care of ourselves first. Take care of your challengers, get them results. And then after that, I see a question. Minimal amount to start a challenge group. Yeah, you can totally unmute yourself too and talk to Becky if you want to. To start a challenge group, you know what? I could even see doing it like, even if it was one other person, like, hey, you and I just hold each other accountable. And then you get someone else, hey, Susie, you know, so Becky and I are doing this thing together. Do you want to join us? Look at our before and afters. Look at so-and-so, you know, and you can just add it. It can start small. It does not have to be big in order to start a challenge group. I absolutely offer that for, like, if you have challengers and you want to add them to my group, absolutely. Once you get like 10 challengers, then you fly the coop, you know, kind of like what Cindy, or no, it was Miriam that told, Miriam said that I made her get out of the nest because she was like having all these people come in. You know, because our group was getting like 60 people in it just for the challenge group. So, you know, I think you can start at any number for sure. But anyway, so the very first thing that you do is when you sell challenge packs, most of you guys know you're making $40 every time you sell a challenge pack. So I'm going to use my sister for an example. I know she doesn't care, but I'm just using an example. I'm going to compare it between Sarah and Teresa. I love you guys both. You guys are like family. You guys are family to me. So I'm using them, and I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission right now. But so I have my sister who was like, I don't know about this coaching thing. I don't even know if I want to get in this. She's gotten results. And people are starting to flock to her, okay? And they're saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? For her, I am telling her, you start getting just your commission. And then if you can get to Emerald, that's going to benefit you because you're going to be able to start getting free leads. That is your first goal. Like, yeah, you want to make a little bit of commission. You want to pay for your Shakeology, at least for that initial fee. And you can do that through your, that first month's commission. Pretty easily, 3 challengers and it's almost done. 4 challengers, whatever. But I'm telling her, just get 2 coaches right now and then just keep getting that commission in. And then as she starts building and gets a little bit of commission, because as you know, you get that initial Shakeology, and as people stay on Shakeology, you're getting that $30 every month as long as they're staying on it, in addition to your new challengers coming in. So then you get the $40 or whatever it is now. Now the commission's different because it's a commission. That's when it was $140. Now 21 Day Fix is $160. So it's more than that. So it's what I'm telling her is build your commission up first, and then let's gradually start adding coaches. There is no hurry at all for you to get to Diamond, you know, because she's on that level. Now, and other people may say something totally different. Like Nikki Goss would say something totally different. No, get to Diamond, you know, whatever. But she needs to pay for what she needs to pay for in this season. Sarah, on the other hand, who had all these people come in under her, and now all of a sudden people are just coming in and they're signing up as coaches, and she's a hair away from Diamond. Okay, when you get people to sign under you as coaches, you don't get that commission from them anymore. You don't get it anymore. But Sarah does have other challengers that are in her group who are still on Shakeology, so she's getting some commission from that. Now, if all of those people were still on commission, yes, for now, she would be making a lot more money right now if she was getting the commission on those coaches. But this is the thing. When you go Diamond and then you start creating diamonds underneath you. So when you go Diamond, there is you get that $18 cycle, those cycle bonuses. That's something I'm not going to go into in this team call. I will post a video if you guys need to see it. It's actually is it in the new Coach Basics training? I think it is. I think there is a segue into learning how to get your bonuses. So there is an increase in your bonus money when you go Diamond. But the big bonuses come when you go Diamond and then you help another person go Diamond on your right leg and you help another person go Diamond on your left leg. At that point, you get almost $800 in bonuses every quarter. So, and then from there on out, so you're getting those bonuses on top of your team cycle bonuses, on top of your Shakeology commission. So it all adds up. Now, let's say you've got those 2 diamonds, right? You're a 2-star diamond. You're making $800 every quarter. Then when you have 5 people go Diamond under you, it has to be 3 on one leg, 2 on the other. Then the bonus goes to, I think I want to say $2,000 or $2,400, I think, a quarter. So $2,400 every quarter. They changed. I'm sorry that I don't know the exact figures because they changed it these past few months or the beginning of the year. So you're going to get that $2,400 every quarter on top of the $800 every quarter, on top of your team cycle bonuses, right? And there's like I said, I'll give you the video to understand that. On top of the Shakeology commission, okay? So this is doable. We heard it on, if you were on National Wake Up Call today, the gal on there did it in 1 year. Jatana, when she was doing the business and it took her, she went Emerald pretty quickly. And I think it took her, from the time she went Emerald to go to Diamond, I think it took her 7 months, maybe a year, maybe 9 months, something like that. So from start to Diamond, it was roughly at a year, maybe a little under. And then from the time she went Diamond to 5-star was another year. So in 2 years, she was 5-star Diamond. Then a couple of the diamonds fell off, and then all of a sudden Rebecca showed up, and if she was on the call, I'd be like, I saved you. Like, because she was only 4 stars last year, and I came in and got that diamond for her. So she ended the year as a 5-star. Now, all of the people who have been plugging along, I don't know if you've been paying attention at all to Jatana, all of a sudden she's 6-star qualifying, now 7-star qualifying, 8-star qualifying. If you're looking in Epic Empire, all these diamonds are popping up all over the place because it takes time. And last year, she didn't even know if she was going to be a 5-star diamond. So you just never know when you're going to get like someone like Sarah to come up under you and just like, bam, like just she's almost diamond, right? So in all of this, when you plug away little by little by little and just keep sincere, keep faithful, get your challenge groups, get them results. It all starts. It's just like a garden. You plant the seed, you water the seed, you fertilize the seed, you prune it, you do, all the stuff. You have to do all of these things before you start getting fruit. And even when you start getting fruit, you're pruning it and then you get more fruit, right? It all goes back to the Bible. It all does. So I just want to encourage you, keep faithful to this because it's not just Jatana. I know so many people that are right here in this area where I live that we go do Super Saturdays with. Normal people you would never even think for a second. When you look like them, they do not look like what I say. They do not look like the Sagi bobblehead person. They don't look like Autumn, right? They look like your normal, average, everyday, normal people who love the business, who are helping people get healthy and fit, and they're making, and Jatana shares her, she is easily making 6 figures now, and it's going to go up. She's projected, and she announced that, 164,000. There's another guy, I won't mention his name, but he's projected this year to make 264,000, and it's all based on these bonuses that you get from helping the people underneath you. So every time that we help somebody else, whether it's in their fitness journey, and get them as coaches, and then as their coaches, we help them succeed. It's just like I said last week when I wrapped up the team call on Epic. We are not leaders, we are servants. So if you can be the best servant that you can be for your challengers and for coaches underneath you, you can succeed in this business. And I'm telling you, now is the time to be in this because Beachbody is paying out the wazoo to get the commercials out there, the infomercials. There are still enough people that have no idea what Beachbody is. And we all know this because people are asking, what are you doing? What is 21-day fix or whatever? Then they Google and then they may order from Amazon. We're trying to catch them before they do that because support group is what helps them lose the weight. That's where they get the results for real. But Beachbody is spending so much money in advertising. And then when people order from Beachbody, all of these leads are going straight to us as coaches when you are an Emerald coach and hitting Success Club and have your profile done. There's a list of things you have to do as an Emerald coach to get those leads. And I have coaches who are on my team that were leads that ordered from an infomercial or from Team Beachbody or wherever they ordered, and they were placed under me. And I reached out to them, and now I have some people that are not responding to those emails because you send out emails to say, hey, find me on Facebook. They haven't reached out, but they are still on their Shakeology. They are faithful customers. And since I'm hitting Success Club, I'm getting the kickback from that. So it is the two things that are so important. And I don't say this so that I say this for you. If you want your business to grow, the two things that are an absolute must, you have to get Emerald and you have to hit Success Club every single month so that you start getting that commission from Beachbody. So that's just my little overview of how you can make money in this business. So I don't know if any of you guys have any questions. Hopefully I can answer them. Like I said, I'm only 7 months in, but any thoughts or ideas? So I would say get your workout in, get your success story, and tell it to the world. Show it on Facebook. Show it. Christine, I'm glad that you're here. I know that you were in and out. Christine is a new challenger, and you guys have probably met her and seen her in our challenge groups. She is a ray of sunshine and very active. She's the ones that you weren't on here earlier. We were like, how do we get our challengers to be active? Christine knows how to be active in our challenge group. But it's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. Well, if there are no questions, I will let you guys go. Have a good night. For any of you that are in mine and my sister's Bible study, we are Zooming in half an hour, 40 minutes. A little plug for the Bible study. All right. Love you guys, and I may see some of you guys a little later. All right, bye.